Of vehicles that were probably extraterrestrial.
Right. And then the one where they brought the two men into Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and put them in the ice box. I didn't see it because nobody was allowed to see it.
There were two little men.
He called them little green men. Then he described them as a greenish blue. And they were 4 foot tall and they were dead.
And we're talking about non-humans.
Non-humans, right.
According to Clarkson, Crane had kept her silence for 45 years. At the time, she had been forced to sign a confidentiality agreement and was liable for a $10,000 fine. But by 1997, Crane changed her mind. In an email from Clarkson to UFO Files, he explains June had told him, "I'm 72 years old. What are they going to do, shoot me or put me in prison? I think I can handle either one." June passed away in 1998, but her testimony would appear to provide witness to alien bodies at Wright-Patterson. According to many in the UFO field, she is not alone.
I have talked to a number of people and interviewed a smaller number at some depth who have said that there were bodies at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and bodies recovered from Roswell. And remember, Wright-Patterson did have the capability of providing low temperature storage for biological specimens. They had an anthropoid laboratory there, apes and monkeys and stuff like that. That's a great cover for aliens as well.
Additional stories of aliens at Wright-Patterson can be found in the papers of Leonard Stringfield, the ufologist who specialized in crash retrieval. Most of Stringfield's eyewitnesses preferred to remain anonymous or simply go by their initials. One of them, an unnamed former naval intelligence officer, claims to have been present when alien bodies arrived in 1953.
I saw the bodies at Wright-Patterson. I was in the right place at the right time when the crates arrived at night by DC-7.
Stringfield also interviewed an anonymous Army officer who claimed to have witnessed another group of 4 alien bodies being brought to Wright-Patterson in 1957.
According to the general, the 4 bodies, approximately 5 feet in height, were sent to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, where he had seen them in a deep freeze morgue, kept at approximately 120 degrees below zero for preservation.
Despite Stringfield's passion for the subject, many ufologists were frustrated by his unwillingness to reveal his sources' identities for additional confirmation.
The UFO community was very interested, of course. Any hint of a crash always gets everybody's attention. But the fact that he wouldn't give his sources was really upsetting to a lot of the people because they wanted to run off and check for themselves. And rightly so, why not?
I've tried to tell people he should be given credit for speaking out, for collecting, but let's not take anything he said as gospel because we need verification and validation, and very rarely did Len have that.
But not all of the witnesses requested to remain anonymous. Respected UFO investigator Ted Phillips told Stringfield he'd been given access to several top-secret photos that showed details of some of the alien bodies supposedly stored at Wright-Patterson.
The hand had long, thin appendages, fingers, I suppose. And there was a sort of membrane between the fingers. I'd not seen anything like that before. And for some reason mentioned it to Len. He became excited because he had seen the same thing. I don't know what the origin of the photos might be, but I do trust the source.
Regardless of the various witnesses Stringfield interviewed, the descriptions of the actual aliens that were maintained in Hangar 18 were all similar.
The general testimony about bodies is quite consistent. Little guys, big heads, relatively long arms, upper arm longer than the lower arm, which is the reverse for us. 4 long skinny fingers would have made a good violinist, as one witness said. slit for a mouth, no visible teeth, not really a nose, but two little holes for the ears, big eyes for body size, short guys, little gray men if you want, not green, gray. I have heard that there were live aliens kept alive for a certain period of time, maybe years after Roswell, let's say. Now, they would certainly have done all kinds of testing on them.
If you had a body of an occupant of a crash flying disc, you would definitely autopsy it and try to figure out how its physiology was different than that of humans, how its DNA was different than that of humans. In some pretty advanced investigations, I'm sure.
Now, if this was coupled with analysis of test results from live aliens, then you'd really have a very exciting biological study project.
Is there evidence of a secret underground vault that holds these alien bodies?
The biggest kept secret was the huge cryogenics networks that were required to support and preserve these bodies.